G20 nations. Okay, let's get more on the markets now with Richard Perry. He's an analyst at Hantec Markets in London. Good to have you with us, Richard. Now, as I mentioned, European stocks are currently falling, as are Wall Street futures. Can you tell us more about why investors are selling off right now?
Yes, thank you for having me. Well, what we've seen is this significant three-day rally really taking off. However, the big move has come on the back of the stimulus measures from both the governments and the monetary policy actions of central banks. Now, that news flow has started to settle down a bit, and markets are now factoring that in. So what they're going to now do is look back towards coronavirus and the number of cases that we're getting worldwide and the growth of the virus in the US, and that is a key factor for markets today. Now, what investors and traders have to now figure out is how they play the next corrective move, because you're not going to get a straight line run higher, and certainly the futures today are suggesting that. So how they react to renewed weakness in markets is going to be a very important moment. We haven't yet seen that tested, but today we could see that on the card. I think that what we've seen at the moment is futures about 2% lower. It's similar to the sort of moves that we saw early morning yesterday for Wall Street as well. That move got bought into, so it'll be very interesting to see if this move continues to go and have the weakness bought into. But for now, we need to focus on how these markets react to the first sign of renewed tensions surrounding the coronavirus, and how they react to any disappointments in the data. Because yesterday's weekly jobless claims, big number to the upside, was actually bought into by the market. So how the Michigan sentiment number comes in today, I think could be big.
And we've also heard the leaders of the G20 nations pledge an unprecedented $5 trillion to support economies across the globe. That comes off the back of the US agreeing on a $2 trillion stimulus plan for its economy. Is this what investors want to hear right now?
Well, it certainly is, because they need to have something that suggests that the authorities are backing their economies and making sure that their economies don't fall off that cliff that it certainly seems as though that it could well be. But what we need to see is these packages following through, and once that gets implemented and the economies seem to be supported, it'll then be a moment of how the coronavirus really does start to settle down, start to move away. So that is going to be the key moment, I think, for markets, when we start how long it takes for the coronavirus to start to dissipate.
Okay, Richard Perry from Hantec Markets in London. Thank you as always for your analysis. And Ali Jan, that's the latest business and finance news for